Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Dr. Hyde here, coming to you from the Wellness Way Houston Memorial. We didn't get to go live yesterday. We had a bunch of really fun things going on. We had a stem cell seminar that we were talking about, and then I went to a health expo. So it was a very busy day, but we didn't want to leave you guys without information this week. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but April is IBS Awareness Month. So we figured it'd be a good idea to kind of recap, kind of give you guys a little bit of information on what that is and maybe if you were being affected or not. So IBS stands for irritable bowel syndrome. It affects between 20 and 45 million people in the United States, which is a large amount. And it's getting worse. They're seeing more cases now than they have before. So it's kind of something that it does need its own awareness month, so we can kind of figure out what is going on with it and what you can do to get rid of it. Because a lot of times people think that they can't. So there's 3 different types, because irritable bowel syndrome is kind of an umbrella term for anything that affects the GI system. That includes like abdominal pains and diarrhea, constipation. So it's basically just a cluster of syndromes. Like, okay, here's irritable bowel syndrome. And then under that, you have it can progress to irritable bowel disease, where they can actually name it and say that there's things going on. So I want to talk about those guys here behind me in a second. So irritable bowel syndrome can have 3 different types. They do like IBS-C, IBS-D, and then M. And that just stands for, do you have abdominal pain with diarrhea or constipation, or M for mixed, which is both, which I'm sure is even worse than either one of those if you get both. So ways to avoid that coming soon. Stay tuned in the talk. So we'll start with Crohn's. Crohn's affects pretty much any part of your gastrointestinal system. So it can be part of your esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, all the way down to the rectum. Most commonly, it's at the end of the small intestine by the ileocecal valve, where it goes into the large intestine. It affects pretty deep into the layers, and it's an inflammatory condition. Though I'm seeing younger and younger people come out and say like, oh yeah, I have Crohn's. I'm like, you're like 20 years old. What are you doing? What's going on in your body that you're getting these kind of symptoms? And it's horrible, and it can progress if it's not taken care of. And a lot of times they don't give you a cause of what it is, and it's long-standing inflammation that leads to this kind of stuff, since it is an inflammatory condition, and now it's classified as an immune system issue because your body, something's going on and it's trying to help, it can't. So, and then with Crohn's, it can lead to all kinds of health issues. So people get depressed, they have even more pain, they end up with GERD, chronic fatigue, and some people develop somatic symptom disorder. So it's basically you get extreme anxiety and depression because you're in pain. Who wouldn't, right? And then, so that's about Crohn's. Ulcerative colitis is pretty similar to Crohn's, but they basically affect kind of different areas. And so Crohn's, I said, can go all throughout the digestive system. Ulcerative colitis is most commonly the large intestine, specifically more towards the rectum or the anus. That kind of affects them the most. And ulcerative colitis has more of a chance of developing into cancer. Not saying that Crohn's can't. Ulcerative colitis is just a little bit more likely. So either way, not fun, right? And then with ulcerative colitis, it usually affects the whole section that's right there. So it's not, and with Crohn's, you get these things called skip lesions. So there's like little patches of inflammation throughout your digestive tract. So both of those can cause long-standing issues. And so those are those guys. So what do they have in common? That brings to number 3, inflammation. So with inflammation, basically is just the defense mechanism in the body. It's normal to have in the beginning for short periods of time because it tells your body like, hey, something's going on here, like pay attention to this spot. That's why, you roll an ankle, stub a toe, gets angry and inflamed because your body's like, hey, pay attention, this thing needs to get fixed. But if nothing's getting fixed and you have inflammation long-standing over time, it can lead to a really bad chronic condition, which I see all the time. So, and a lot of times people take NSAIDs, they take different medications to help decrease inflammation, especially as soon as we hurt something, put ice on it to stop all the swelling. And sometimes, it is a protective mechanism. You do need it for a short period of time. So what do you do when you have it for a long period of time? So we need to find out kind of what's going on with that part. And then, someone's trying to call us. Who is it? Do you want to know about inflammation? So, yes. So we want to look at things that are causing the triggers for the inflammation. Like, is it bacteria? Do you have toxins in your body? Like, are you poisoning yourself on a daily basis and don't know it? Because a lot of people are trying to eat healthier. There's way more like healthy restaurants and like different brands and stuff out there than there ever have been, which is great. But there's also the concern that you're eating something that's not good for you. Like, just because it's quote unquote healthy doesn't mean it's the best thing for you. Like me, like I can't have broccoli or Brussels sprouts. A lot of people are like, yeah, that's super healthy. Hi there. So one thing to do would be number 4. So getting tested. We have lots of different things here with the Wellness Way, not just our location. We're all over. If you look at our map on the wellnesswayclinics.com, and it can we do different things like food allergy testing, stool test, different blood tests to kind of figure out what is triggering this immune system response in the first place. And that's kind of the first steps to go from there. That way you don't have to live with this kind of thing. And interesting enough, after April and May is Food Allergy Awareness Month. So it's pretty interesting how it goes right back to back with each other. So there is a relationship there, and it's something that we now know how to fix. So come talk to us, see if this is maybe a good thing for you to check into. If you have things going on that we can help you with, we'd love to kind of give you some kind of insight and have a consultation or something. So give us a phone call, 713-780-8343. We're also having an inflammation talk in our office next Tuesday. We're going to go on and on about 0.3 inflammation for the next hour. But you guys got stuff to do, more videos to scroll down on Facebook, so I will let you go. Thank you for listening to us. And if you have anything that you want us to talk about next time, leave it in the comment section, any questions you want to ask. And then also come to our inflammation talk and share with your friends. Maybe you know somebody who has any type of gastrointestinal issues. We can help them. So bye guys, have a good day.